Hello, the internet. Welcome back to the Waifus. I'm your favorite gambling addict, Sefhi, and today we're gonna be just yapping a little bit to the camera. I wanna start making more videos like this, where I just yap to the camera about topics that I enjoy related to gachas, be it marketing or programming. But I wanna talk a little bit today about how publishers are ruining gacha games in general, or specific to the global versions of most games coming from the Chinese or Korean side. Right? Japanese, we don't talk. They barely make anything that comes into global to begin with, so can't complain too much about that. I want to focus on Korean and Chinese game and how publishers are ruining global versions of these games because they are greedy or because they don't care about the English market, and they have really never cared about it. So before we start, leave a like, subscribe, and make the channel. We're close to 7,000. And let's talk a little bit about this. I'm going to be putting multiple examples for this. So we're going to be talking about Sword of Combinaria, Lord of Nazarick, Haze Reverb, and Girls from Line 2 coming next month. We're going to be talking about localization, changing rewards, a little bit rush banners, and more. So let's start with Sword of Combinaria. Sword of Combinaria is a game that is pretty good and still getting a pretty healthy amount of revenue if we believe what Sensor Tower tells us, and is maintaining a niche but good community. The game though became boring pretty fast because how many banners they were rushing, right? Something the Chinese bros could save for, let's say, 6-7 months, we got in less than a month. All the banners, all the things, without getting extra rewards to actually make up for that. So that was like the first thing. A lot of companies will do this, where they will rush banners so you can catch up when nobody wants to catch up. The reality is that the English side is already the lowest spender when it comes to gacha games, even though there is some big ones, but the lowest spender in contrast to the Asian markets, yet they want to be at the same time, so you cannot even control when these banners are coming. This could be solved by providing us a roadmap. If you on launch give me a roadmap every month of what you want to do, I'm happy because I know what's coming, I can plan, and we can prepare. But most gachas want to keep you out of the loop with this, and so many games do this. Haze Reverb is doing this right now. Sword of Combinaria did that. Girls from Line 2 looks like it's gonna be doing it. I still have high hopes for Girls from Line 2, and this might be a lot of copy, but I hope the game is good. We shall see. The other thing that I don't like is not only rush banners and how these companies just fuck all of the global players because they want to be rushing everything and catching up to the original version, is localization and machine translations. A lot of these games will just do machine translations and not even bother to change things. Sort of Combinaria did this, Haze Reverb did this. Girls from Line 2, the first version that was found in the game files was MTL slop, but we're waiting until the next month because my copium is still high for this game. But a lot of companies also do that. They don't even hire two guys to proofread everything and make sure it makes sense. They just will literally MTL and ship it like that. And it's like, bro, I understand you don't care about the English market, but the reality is that the market is smaller because you keep making these bullshit games. If you were to actually take the time to properly translate them and bring them on a good state, people like this genre. Hoyo has proved that, Wuthering Waves has proved that. There is so many games that are becoming big and important games in the market because they provide an overall good experience. Nikke has been doing this with us as well, right? We get some poor translations from time to time and some stupid things, but for the most part, it's properly translated, right? So localization, rush banners, two things that I heavily dislike. Let's go into the other one, and that's going to be change in rewards. Change in rewards is the one that pisses me the most. And we've seen this with Haze Reverb, we've seen this with Girls from Line 2, and we've seen this with Sword of Combinaria, with Lord of Nazarick, so many games. Now, Girls from Line 2 is the only one that has become the opposite and is becoming better over time instead of worse. Lord of Nazarick changed the monetization systems, so things that would be free on the Chinese version, you have to pay on the global server, and Crunchyroll added even more packs in the shop if you are a Crunchyroll premium member. Because of course, God bless Crunchyroll, the best company in the world. Sword of Combinaria didn't provide extra rewards, even though they were giving you a lot more banners or meta banners back to back. And then Haze Reverb is giving you half the daily rewards compared to the Taiwanese server. Global gets a multi and a single per month. Taiwanese server gets two multis and a single. That is a lot over time, right, in terms of how many pools you get and the currency income, which makes absolutely no sense. And they said this because it's too generous. So all in all of these things combined with the awful gameplay that gacha games have, makes it for an environment where English players will be dropping this game like flies, because why would we care if you yourself as a developer are not even putting enough effort for these games, right? Why would I even care about spending money or playing for more than 20 days until the honeymoon phase wears off? Well, you clearly don't give a fuck. It pisses me off that 99% of the gacha games we get are like this. Just an attempt to make as much money as possible while not caring for the players. There are companies that have been focusing on, even though they're making a gacha game, making the players happy over the years to actually prove that this is a sustainable business model and doesn't have to be a cash grab. The biggest example will always be Azur Lane in our case, since we play mostly fan service games, right? Azur Lane and Brown 2 now is also joining these top games and top companies, actually proving this is a sustainable business model, that you don't have to be making billions like Hoyo, but still have a good business while keeping players happy. Now that said, just wanted to jump a little bit about this topic because it's something that tilts me every time we get a new gacha and we're trying it on a stream or whatever it is, and it's just a complete cash grab providing absolutely nothing good for the player. All in all, I hope over time more publishers and developers start treating the English side with a little bit more of respect. It's nothing but copium though. I don't think we will ever get the proper treatment considering the spending and the percentages that it is in contrast to the other markets, but we can at least wish for it. All that jumping, do let me know what you guys think about all of this. If you agree or disagree, which is completely fine, right? I want to make these videos to have more of a normal discussions rather than just clickbaiting and talking shit about gachas. So let me know what you guys think. Good luck with your pool, the internet. I'll see you on the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。